All right, let's get started. First sign we're going to talk about is obviously the first sign, which is the year of the rat. If you're born in the year of the rat, 1996, 1984, 1972, 50-50, 50% normal, 50% of you guys are going to get hit. So it doesn't matter if you're LeBron James or Shaquille O'Neal who are born in rat years, or the country of Israel that's founded 1948. Anything with rat energy, it's about 50-50 if you're going to have a decent year to a negative year. So I would say the rats, about 50% of you guys are going to get hit. Not all of you. I would say about 50, maybe about 45. But it's going to be somewhere in that range because typically this type of year is where rats get some pushback. Next, the rat soulmate. And by the way, there's only one soulmate combination, and that is the ox. See, the rat and the ox have a soulmate combination. I'll show you how this works in real life. See, that's the thing. I don't give you or Mercury retrograde means this. I don't do that. I give you actual facts. And again, let's go back to Israel. Israel was founded in 1948, the year of the rat. Who protects Israel above all else? Don't tell me America. I'm talking about who does it 24/7. And that's Mossad. Mossad is Israel's CIA and FBI combined. And Mossad was founded 1949, year of the ox. The ox protects the rat. This is something you've seen over and over in history, especially when you do relationships. When I look at relationships, this is something I always see, the ox and the rat. So here's what it comes down to, guys. People who are born in ox years are going to have great years. They're going to kill it. A lot of people born in ox years are going to have very favorable years. If you want to put me in percentages, and again, this is not an exact science, I would say about 80 to 75% of oxes are going to do extremely well. So if someone is born in the year of the ox, whether they're a basketball player, football player, whether they're a CEO of a company, it really doesn't matter. About 80 to 75% of them are going to succeed. That is because the snake and ox are tight, and they always have been. You know, one of the things I have noticed doing this for 2 decades, and it's like, really? I've been doing this for 2 decades? It doesn't feel like it, but it is. Been doing this for a while. And that's why usually, whether people believe in numerology or not, I'm probably the only numerologist or astrologer they've ever heard of. I mean, facts are facts. It is what it is. But people who are born in ox years usually have snake mentors if they're successful. People who are born in snake years usually have rooster mentors if they're successful. If you have mentors who are in your own triad, that's the people I've seen succeed immensely. You know, people really have to understand that if you're around the favorable energy, that's what really matters. China was founded 1949. I understand some of you guys say, yo, the Ming Dynasty. I'm talking about the current regime in China was founded 1949 under Mao Zedong. And Chairman Mao was born in a snake year. Now, here's the beauty of it. The snake created the ox nation, China. Now, the snake is no longer with us, but a new snake is in power now. Chairman Xi. And Chairman Xi is the most powerful president in China since Chairman Mao. And what do they have in common? They're both born in snake years. So if you have an ox country, people who are born in snake years prosper. I mean, think about what China has done here. I mean, what they do in America sometimes is ass backwards. But when you look at China, you start seeing, okay, these guys are actually going with the energy. The current president of China was born 1953, year of the snake. He assumed power for the first time in 2013. That's when he became president, the year of the snake. So you have a snake who comes to power in the snake year. And what has happened? he has got even more powerful since he's became president because the energy matches. And of course, if you're someone from China, you would want a snake leader in the Ox Nation. This is something you would want. And again, I think since Chairman Xi has come to power, the GDP of China has become very, very impressive. It is what it is. So again, we've just explained how China has been using this energy. But see, in America, it's ass backwards. I'll give you an example. George W. Bush, a dog, came to power in a dragon year, 2000. George W. Bush is born 1946, year of the dog. You know what's interesting about George W. Bush? He had a DUI in 1976, the year of the dragon. So the former president of the United States had a DUI in his enemy year. Who could have ever expected that to happen? Again, all you guys have to do is do a little research and you will see how effective this stuff is. But that's not on me. That's on you. You actually have to put in the work. You can't watch someone lift weights. You kind of do it yourself. So it's the same kind of process over here, except you got to do it with this. Moving on. We talked about what people are going to have issues. We talked about the states, but there's going to be a lot of other things. But let's go back now into 2025, what it means for every sign. We already said it's going to be a challenging year for people who are born in rats. It's about 50-50. We already said how it's going to be a good year for most people who are born in ox years. And we've given the examples why. Next, tiger. People who are born in tiger years are going to have a neutral year. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be bad based off the energy itself. You know, honestly, when you look at tigers, some people say they're snakes' hidden enemy. I don't think there's hidden enemies at all. They just think differently. They're a different type of people. Quite frankly, some tigers are going to get hit. Some tigers are going to prosper. But, you know, I would say about maybe a little bit below average, but nothing compared to the rat. Next, kitties, people who are born in cat years. What people don't understand is cat and snake both have reptilian eyes for a reason. Now, I understand a lot of people consider the cat closer to the tiger and the Bengal and the leopard and the panther. But if you look at the eyes of kitties, they're kind of like snake eyes. And I expect a high percentage of cats to do very well in the snake year. Next, dragons. Well, dragons and snakes are buddy-buddy. So I would consider that most dragons will have decent years. Not great years, but decent years. Horse, I would say average. If it was a fire snake year, I would say horses would do well because that element is involved. They're both fires. And that's why it's so difficult to control snakes and horses. Oh my, is it difficult to control these people. They're just built different. They really are built different. Next sign, year of the goat. And, you know, goats are the apex predators if they're females. I want to make this abundantly clear. If a female is born in a goat year, she's most likely going to be attractive. And if she's attractive, she's going to use that as a weapon. She's literally going to use that as a weapon. I've seen so many goats do it. I mean, shout out Isaiah Stewart. Some of you guys might have caught that, but okay. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but who cares? It is what it is to my buddy wearing jersey number 28. All right. I'm going to stop now. If some of you guys caught that, you're laughing your asses off right now. Again, shout out to the person LeBron elbowed and he didn't do anything about it, man. Isaiah, man, do you understand what kind of star you could have been if you called out LeBron James after he elbowed you? If you actually followed my advice, you probably would have got an extra couple million in that contract because you wouldn't have been a much bigger name. But you played it safe. And people who play it safe never amount to extraordinary lives. You have to take risks. You have to take chances. And if you don't do it, guess what? You're really not going to do anything. Could you imagine if you clap back at LeBron, how much more you might actually be in Dallas right now. You actually might be with the Dallas Mavericks right now if you actually clap back. Or you refuse to. You literally refuse to. You should have. Because you would have had a lot more backing. You probably would have been in with the Dallas Mavericks right now. And last year would have made it to NBA Finals. But instead, enjoy the cold weather in Detroit, pimp. It is what it is. Next, snakes. And again, I've made this abundantly clear. Whether you like Taylor Swift or not doesn't matter. She's going to probably peak in 2025. And you can see it with her being in opposition to Donald Trump. You already see how this is going to work out. You really do see how this is going to work out. It is what it is. Moving on. Next sign after the snake. Oh, we already talked about the horse. We already talked about the goat. Monkey. I expect most people who are born in monkey years to have a decent year in the year of the snake. Monkeys tend to do very well in snake years. So we'll see how that works out. After the monkey, we have the dog. Now, listen, I want to make this abundantly clear. If you're born in dog year, 2026, the year of the horse, that's your time to shine. That is your time to shine and your time to dominate. But when 2025 hits, especially after January 29th, when the snake year hits, it's going to feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. So regardless if you're neutral this year or not, you're going to feel a lot better because, quite frankly, if you're born 2006, 1994, 1982, how you doing, Dr. Disrespect? If you're born any of those years, it's going to be tough. Ask Embiid. Embiid's season has sucked. And, you know, quite frankly, some of you guys bring up Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a dog. And Kamala Harris is a dragon. And a lot of you guys were saying Camilla's going to win because of it. Nah. Because numerology supersedes astrology, and it always will. There's levels to this game. There are levels to this game. There always have been. It's just now you guys are being aware of it. Shout out to YouTube, 1,300. Love it. Let's keep going. I need some more from IG, man. You're slacking over there. But shout out to, in first place the whole way, is TikTok with almost 1,500. You know, this is like a race, a little competition. You know, you guys can jump from our platforms, whatever. It is what it is. And by the way, if you've been donating on YouTube, I'll get to you in about, when I get to you, before I end the stream, I'm going to go through all of them. So if you want to put something out there, let me know. Because YouTube has this donation, but I don't think the other ones have it. But it is what it is. TikTok, I appreciate all the flowers. But listen, guys, I need some likes over there. I mean, come on, guys. You got to help me out with the likes, man. I need to see those likes jump like big time because I want to get TikTok for the first time. We're over 1,500. Appreciate it. But I want to see it for the first time over 3,000.
You can't even do the birthdays.
I know. You can't even do the birthdays?
Because look, you can't even see it.
No. Listen, this is going like Superman speed. It's literally going Superman speed. You have no idea what I'm seeing here. Like, you would have to be like Data on Star Trek to read all this. And I ain't built that way. I just ain't built that way. Human being. But keep liking it. Come on, TikTok. Keep liking it. Same thing with you, YouTube. I need some likes out here. Let's go. We'll get to the readings. Let's go. GG33 Rams. Shout out to you. I see you out here. Shout out to all the GG33 members. There's 5,000 of us. And again, if you want to join GG33, join GG33 Academy, GG33 Bronze, GG33 Silver. It's all there. You can learn how to read people like a book. You can learn this. Go to GG33 WAP. Just put it on Google. It will be right there, or the link will be up if we can actually put it up. Can we?
What?
The WAP link?
I can pin it on YouTube.
Pin it on YouTube, the WAP link, if they want to join, if they actually want to read this stuff. Because, listen, it's one thing for me to give you a reading, but it's another thing to actually learn this stuff yourself. That's a whole different ball game when you can learn this stuff yourself, man. It is what it is. Anyways, let me get a drink of water over here. We'll start going through some readings in a second. In about 9 days, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. And I'm going to the Trump inauguration. And not only that, I'm going to the Trump ball afterwards. Only 5,000 people in the world got invited, and I'm going to be there. And whether you like Trump or hate Trump, I want you to understand that doesn't matter. Okay. What does matter is me being a numerologist is the reason I'm going. I was the first numerologist ever to visit the White House in 2020. That was an honor. That was something else. And now I'm going back because I was at Trump's first inauguration in 2017, and 8 years later, I'm back. And I just want to say this. There's a lot of things in this world that really tick me off. A lot of them. And a lot of times I look at the world around me and I see such ignorance. And it really is offensive. Ignorance is offensive to a logical, intellectual mind. And because I see so much ignorance, I confront it. I don't do that. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. I don't do that. You guys might do that. I get it. I don't. And right now with President Trump coming in power, there's going to be a lot of changes in the world. Donald Trump is now talking about Canada being the 51st state. Now, he said something about Greenland in the first administration, but now he's talking about Canada being the 51st state. Now, I don't particularly think it's going to be a state. What my sources inside the administration are telling me is it's going to be an economic union. So the Canadian dollar, the loonie, it's going to be gone like the wind. You're going to start collecting that stuff like Pokemon cards because you're not going to be able to find them too much anymore. The Canadian economy will be absorbed in the U.S. economy. And quite frankly, they're going to be using the American dollar. You have to understand, Justin Trudeau, who was born in the year of the pig, 1971, and Canada is a cat nation. So again, pig and cat are in the same trine. So Justin lasted 9 years there. And by the way, he resigned right before the year of the snake started. We have a pig who's been in power for 9 years. He resigned in his 9-year cycle, which is basically ending. And right before the year of the snake, his enemy year hit. And by the way, this has happened many times in history, including in America. Ronald Reagan left office right before his enemy year hit. Ronald Reagan was a pig, and his enemy year in 1989, that's when he left. So you see the same thing going over and over and over. It is what it is. You just have to start looking at it, and you can apply this in life yourself. Once you start getting the hang of this, it gets kind of easy, guys. It really does. So this is a sign. Like I said, all the pigs out there, Logan, XQC, all you freaking swine out there born 1983, Ben Shapiro, all you guys. Justin Trudeau is an example of what's coming for you next. And it's not going to be pretty. And again, I'm not trying to be negative. Oh, Gary, you're so negative. No, I'm just telling you what it is. People get hit in their enemy year, and I'm going to keep saying this until you guys realize what is actually going on. If you have any enemy energy around you, it's going to affect you negatively in some way. For instance, me. One of the ways the Matrix held me back was it made sure I was born in the state of Ohio. Ohio was founded in a pig year. I'm a snake. Yes, I became a local celebrity in Cleveland, Ohio. Yes, I became a millionaire in Cleveland, Ohio. But the fact of the matter is, if I was in any other state, I would have been so much better. If you live in a house that was built in your enemy year, get out. before you fall down the steps or you lose money on the investment. Don't drive in a car in your enemy year. Who's that guy who, Paul Walker? Paul Walker was born 1963, year of the ox. He died driving a Porsche. Porsche was founded the year of the goat. Come on. All the energy. You can see everything with your own eyes if you just pay attention. Do you want to make the same mistake? Of course not. You know, something I did a while ago is release some of GG33's secrets. And one of the secrets I released was something called death code. Something I've been teaching my students for a long time. I figured out a way to predict death. Not kidding you. Here, you can look in my eyes. Does it look like I'm bullshitting? No, I'm not. Now, can I 100% predict when someone's going to die? No. That's only the Almighty, the Prime Creator, can do that. I'm not the Prime Creator. I'm just an enlightened human being. And being an enlightened human being, you have a glass ceiling somewhere, and you're not going to reach that level. No matter if all your chakras are open, your crown chakra, doesn't matter. You're not going to reach that level. Some things literally are impossible. You can't reach certain levels, but I have figured out with a high degree of accuracy when people are going to die. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Something I've noticed in life is a pattern of when people die. And when you look at this pattern, it has nothing to do with the person's birthday themselves. Again, I want to repeat this. The death code that I have seen has nothing to do with someone's birthday, at least their own birthday. It has everything to do with their kid's birthday. I've talked about enemy signs. Rat is enemies with the horse, Kobe and Shaq. Ox is enemies with the goat, NATO at war with Russia. Tiger is enemies with the monkey. Cat is enemies with the rooster. Dragon is enemies with the dog. Pig is enemies with the snake. So based off that information right there, I've noticed people have died in their parents' enemy year time and time again. But see, I don't want you to take my word for it. I'm going to give you some examples right now, and then you go out there and you do the research. Because at the end of the day, I want you to trust yourself. I don't want you to trust me. I want you to trust yourself. Michael Jordan, born 1963, year of the cat. His dad died 1993, year of the rooster. So in his enemy year, his dad died. One example. Example two, Kanye West, born 1977, year of the snake. His mom died during a plastic surgery procedure in 2007, the year of the pig. Example two. Here's example three. Dana White. Dana White, born 1969, year of the rooster. Not one, but both of his parents died 2023, the year of the cat. Enemy signs. And this pattern happens around 60 to 65% of the time. I've just given you information that no preacher, no priest, no pope, for God's sake, no imam, no rabbi could ever give you. They want to talk about what God says in their books that are like 2,500 years old. I want to tell you what the Prime Creator says through the language he left us as a gift. Numerology and astrology are gifts from the Prime Creator. And I'm going to talk to you guys the same way the religious folks talk to you. Are you going to accept this gift? I'm just a messenger. Honestly, that's what I am. Now, he picked the best messenger because I'm that 33. He picked the best messenger because that's what 33s do. They influence. Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein. These are some of the brightest minds in human history. The best chess player in the world right now is a 33. Top female bodybuilder in the world, the 33. It's always the 33 at the trailblazer position. And how many numerologists and astrologers, especially on the female side, or I should have said especially on the male side, that quote was like, am I going to correct myself live? But yeah, especially on the male side, how many numerologists and astrologers have I inspired? Millions. Absolutely millions of people. I've been viewed over 9 billion times in the past 2 years. And this year, we're going to start putting up Tate numbers. We're just getting started right now. We are literally just getting started. And I just told you guys about death code. The most accurate way to predict if someone's going to die, because people usually die in their kid's enemy year. Just ask Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush born 1952, year of the dragon. Both his mom and his dad died 2018, the year of the dog. Time and time again, I give you examples of how this system works. Time and time again. Are you going to accept it? Are you going to accept numerology and astrology in your life? Not because I said it, but because you see how this is real. And real attracts real.